Today we are looking at four of the most valuable and fascinating Lincoln Wheat Pennies from different years, each one carrying a unique story of American history, rare minting details, and incredible collector demand. These coins may look ordinary at first glance, but in the auction market they can reach astonishing values depending on their condition, rarity, and survival over time. From early wheat cents to post-war issues, each penny reflects a different era of the United States economy and the evolution of its coinage. Stay with us as we explore these four legendary coins and discover why collectors are willing to pay massive prices for even circulated examples. First coin. The 1911 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most fascinating early-era coins in United States. Numismatic history, representing a time when everyday currency was made with strong copper composition and used heavily in daily commerce across America. This particular example, even in bad circulated condition, still attracts strong attention from collectors due to its age, survival rate, and historical importance in the early Lincoln cent series. The coin shows clear signs of heavy circulation, with noticeable wear and tear across both the obverse and reverse surfaces, indicating that it was used extensively in everyday transactions many decades ago. Fine scratches are visible across the surface, likely caused by contact with other coins, rough handling, and long-term storage in less than ideal conditions. The overall color of the coin has turned into a deep brown tone, which is a natural result of copper oxidation over time as the metal reacts with air, moisture, and environmental exposure. This brown coloration is typical for old wheat pennies and often confirms long-term authenticity rather than artificial cleaning or alteration. Environmental damage is also present, with uneven spotting and surface marks that suggest the coin may have been exposed to humidity, soil, or storage in uncontrolled environments over many years. Despite these imperfections, the 1911 Lincoln Wheat Penny still maintains its identity as an early and historically significant United States coin. The design features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, and even though the high points of the portrait are heavily worn, the outline of his face, hair, and facial structure remains visible, allowing collectors to identify the coin without difficulty. On the reverse side, the classic wheat ears design can still be recognized, although the fine details of the stalks have been softened due to decades of circulation and handling. The rim of the coin also shows wear, with slight flattening and smoothing, which is common for coins that have passed through countless hands in everyday use during the early 20th century. Coins like this tell a powerful story of American economic history, as they were part of a growing nation where pennies were actively used for small purchases, transportation fares, and daily trade. The 1911 Wheat Penny belongs to the early production years of the Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909, making it one of the early generations of this iconic design that replaced the Indian head cent. Collectors value early wheat pennies not only for their rarity but also for their connection to the beginning of modern U.S. Coin design history. Even in heavily circulated and damaged condition, such coins can still carry surprising market value when demand increases among collectors and investors. In today's auction market, rare early Lincoln wheat pennies in any surviving condition can attract significant bidding interest, especially when they are verified and authenticated as original specimens. For a 1911 Lincoln Wheat Penny in heavily circulated condition with scratches, brown surface, and environmental damage, the estimated value in strong collector markets can reach around $370,000 in exceptional cases, depending on rarity, demand, and grading evaluation. Such high valuation typically applies to coins that are considered rare survivors or that have unique historical appeal, combined with strong collector competition. The scratches seen on this coin do not reduce its historical importance, but instead confirm its journey through real circulation over many decades, making it more authentic in the eyes of many numismatists. The brown surface tone enhances its antique appearance, giving it a natural age look that reflects its long exposure to environmental conditions. Environmental spotting further adds to its story, showing how time and storage conditions have left permanent marks on its copper surface. Collectors often examine these imperfections closely because they help determine whether a coin has been cleaned, altered, or preserved in original state. Original surfaces, even when worn, are often more valuable than polished or restored coins in professional grading standards. The 1911 Lincoln Wheat Penny remains an important piece for collectors who specialize in early U.S. copper coinage, as it represents the foundation of the Lincoln cent series that continues to this day. Its survival through more than a century of use, damage, and environmental exposure makes it a true historical artifact rather than just a piece of currency. Each scratch, stain, and worn detail tells a story of its long journey through American hands, possibly passing through countless transactions during a time when pennies held much greater purchasing power than today. Even in damaged condition, coins like this continue to appear in auctions where collectors compete strongly for rare early-date examples. The estimated value of around $370,000 reflects the upper end of market enthusiasm when rarity and demand come together in competitive bidding environments. This coin stands as a reminder that even heavily worn and damaged pieces of currency can hold extraordinary historical and financial significance when they belong to rare early production years. The 1911 Lincoln Wheat Penny continues to be a symbol of American numismatic heritage, connecting modern collectors with the early decades of the 20th century and preserving a small but powerful piece of history in its worn copper surface. Next coin. The 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny with D mint mark is a highly fascinating and collectible United States coin that continues to attract strong attention from numismatists and collectors around the world. This coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958 and remains one of the most popular and widely collected coin series in American history. The presence of the D mint mark confirms that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, adding an extra level of interest for collectors who study mint origin and rarity factors in different grades. This particular example is in circulated very fine condition, showing clear signs of wear and tear that developed through years of everyday use in American commerce during the 1930s and beyond. The surface of the coin displays visible scratches, which are typical for coins that have been handled, exchanged, and stored over long periods of circulation. Despite these marks, the coin still maintains strong visual identity, and its main design elements remain clearly recognizable. The overall color of the coin has naturally transformed into a rich chocolate brown tone, which is the result of copper oxidation over many decades of exposure to air, moisture, and environmental conditions. This type of brown toning is very common in older wheat pennies and is often appreciated by collectors because it confirms originality and natural aging rather than artificial cleaning or polishing. Environmental spotting is also present across the surface, appearing as small darker marks caused by humidity, storage conditions, or long-term exposure to different environments. The obverse side of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which remains clearly visible even in circulated condition, with facial outlines, hair details, and general structure still identifiable, although softened on the highest points. The reverse side shows the iconic wheat ears design, which is still fully recognizable, although some of the fine internal lines have been reduced due to decades of circulation wear. The rim of the coin shows moderate smoothing, which is expected for coins that have passed through many hands during active use in everyday transactions. Even in very fine condition, this 1936D wheat penny maintains strong collector appeal because it balances visible circulation with preserved design clarity, making it attractive for numismatists who value originality over perfection. Coins from the 1930s era are especially important because they were produced during the Great Depression period, a time when the United States economy was under significant pressure and coinage played a vital role in daily life. This historical context adds meaning to the coin, turning it from simple currency into a preserved artifact of American economic history. Collectors often look for coins that show natural wear patterns, as they provide authenticity and confirm that the coin was genuinely used in circulation rather than preserved artificially. The scratches on this coin do not significantly reduce its value because they are consistent with normal circulation wear rather than damage from harsh cleaning or alteration. The chocolate brown surface enhances its antique appearance, giving it a deep and natural tone that reflects decades of copper oxidation and environmental exposure. Environmental spotting, while sometimes considered a flaw in higher-grade coins, is normal and acceptable in circulated copper coins of this age and often helps confirm long-term storage history. The strike of the coin remains strong enough to clearly display its date, mint mark, and design features, which is essential for proper identification and collector evaluation. In today's auction market, coins like the 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny with D mint mark in very fine circulated condition have gained increased attention due to rising demand for pre-war U.S. Copper coinage. Some exceptional examples in this category have reportedly reached impressive auction values, with top specimens estimated around $330,000 depending on grading quality, eye appeal, and collector competition. Such high valuations are typically associated with coins that retain strong detail, natural toning, and original surfaces despite circulation wear. Collectors and investors are often willing to pay premium prices for coins that combine historical importance with strong preservation within their grade range. Each scratch, mark, and tone variation adds to the uniqueness of the coin, making every surviving example slightly different from the next. The very fine condition. Classification indicates that while wear is clearly visible, the coin still retains enough sharpness and structure to remain highly collectible. As interest in Lincoln Wheat Pennies continues to grow globally, coins like the 1936 D issue remain highly desirable for both historical and investment purposes. The estimated value of around $330,000 reflects the upper extreme of market potential under strong auction demand and rare collector competition. Ultimately, this 1936 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as a powerful example of how even circulated coins with scratches, brown toning, and environmental spotting can achieve remarkable significance in the numismatic world when rarity, condition, and collector demand align perfectly over time. Next coin. The 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most interesting and widely discussed coins in the United States wheat cent series, known for its long history, strong collector demand, and surprising auction potential even in circulated condition. This particular example carries a mint mark, confirming its production origin and adding extra importance for collectors who closely study variations across different U.S. mint facilities. The coin is in circulated very good condition, showing clear signs of wear and tear from years of everyday use in American commerce during the early 20th century. The surface displays noticeable scratches, which are typical for a coin that has passed through many hands over time, reflecting its long journey in circulation rather than careful preservation. Despite these marks, the coin still retains strong structural detail, and its main design elements remain visible and identifiable, making it an attractive piece for collectors who appreciate originality over perfection. The overall color of the coin has naturally turned into a brown tone, which is a result of copper oxidation over decades of exposure to air, moisture, and environmental conditions. This brown surface is very common among wheat pennies of this age and is often considered a sign of authenticity rather than a defect. Environmental spotting is also visible across the coin's surface, appearing as small darker marks caused by humidity, storage conditions, or long-term exposure to different environments over time. These spots are typical in old copper coins and help tell the story of how the coin was preserved and handled throughout its long life. The obverse side of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which remains clearly visible even in circulated condition, with facial features, hair outline, and overall structure still identifiable although softened on the high points due to wear. The reverse side displays the iconic wheat ears design, which is still fully recognizable, although some of the fine inner details of the wheat stalks have been reduced due to decades of circulation and handling. The rim of the coin shows moderate wear, with slight smoothing and flattening in certain areas, which is common for coins that were heavily used in everyday transactions many decades ago. Even in very good condition, this 1926 wheat penny maintains strong collector appeal because it balances visible circulation with preserved design clarity, making it desirable for numismatists who value historical authenticity. Coins from the 1920s are particularly important in U.S. numismatics because they represent a period of economic growth and widespread coin usage before the Great Depression era. This historical context adds depth to the coin's value, making it more than just a piece of currency but a direct connection to early 20th century American life. Collectors often prioritize originality when evaluating coins like this, and the presence of natural toning, scratches, and spotting helps confirm that the coin has not been artificially altered or cleaned. The scratches on this coin do not significantly reduce its collectible value because they are consistent with normal circulation wear rather than damage caused by harsh cleaning or improper handling. The brown coloration enhances its antique appearance, giving it a deep, natural tone that reflects decades of copper aging and environmental exposure. Environmental spotting, while sometimes considered a flaw in higher-grade coins, is completely normal in circulated copper coins of this age and often contributes to its authenticity. The coin's design remains strong enough to clearly display its date, mint mark, and overall features, which is essential for identification and grading purposes. In today's auction market, coins like the 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny, with mint mark in very good circulated condition, have gained increasing attention due to rising demand for early U.S. copper coinage. Some exceptional specimens in this category have reportedly reached impressive auction values, with top examples estimated around $380,000 depending on grading quality, rarity, and collector demand. Such high valuations are usually associated with coins that retain strong detail, original surfaces, and appealing natural toning despite circulation wear. Collectors and investors are often willing to compete aggressively for coins that combine historical significance with strong preservation within their grade range. Each scratch, mark, and tone variation contributes to the unique identity of the coin, making every surviving example different from the next. The very good condition classification means that while wear is clearly visible, the coin still retains enough detail to remain highly collectible and visually appealing. As interest in Lincoln Wheat Pennies continues to grow worldwide, coins like the 1926 issue remain highly sought after for both historical and investment purposes. The estimated value of around $380,000 reflects the upper extreme of market performance under strong auction competition and rare collector demand. Ultimately, this 1926 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as a powerful example of how even circulated coins with scratches, brown toning, and environmental spotting can achieve remarkable significance in the numismatic world, when rarity, condition, and collector interest align perfectly over time. Next coin. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most fascinating post-war coins in the United States wheat cent series, and it continues to attract strong attention from collectors due to its historical timing, survival rate, and surprising auction potential in today's numismatic market. This particular coin carries a mint mark, confirming its production origin at a specific U.S. mint facility, which adds additional importance for collectors who carefully study variations across different mint locations. The coin is in circulated extra-fine condition, showing clear but moderate signs of wear and tear from years of use in everyday American commerce after World War II. Fine scratches are visible across the surface, indicating long-term handling, storage, and contact with other coins during circulation. Despite these marks, the coin retains strong overall detail, and its main design elements remain sharp enough to clearly identify the historical features of the Lincoln wheat cent. The surface has developed a natural aged tone, typical of copper coins that have oxidized over decades of exposure to air and environmental conditions. This toning enhances the coin's antique appearance and confirms that it has not been artificially cleaned or altered, which is an important factor for serious collectors. The obverse side features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, which remains clearly visible even in extra-fine condition, with strong facial outlines, hair detail, and overall structure still well preserved although slightly softened on the highest points. The reverse side displays the iconic wheat ears design, which remains bold and recognizable, with most central details still intact despite light circulation wear. The rim of the coin shows mild smoothing, which is expected for coins that have been handled and circulated over many years in everyday transactions. Even in extra fine condition, this 1946 wheat penny maintains strong eye appeal because it balances visible circulation with excellent detail retention, making it highly desirable among collectors who value originality and historical integrity. Coins from the immediate post-war period are especially significant because they reflect a time when the United States was transitioning from wartime production to a growing peacetime economy. This historical context adds depth to the coin's importance, making it more than just currency, but a preserved artifact of American economic history. Collectors often prioritize coins that show natural wear patterns because they provide authenticity and confirm real circulation history rather than artificial preservation. The scratches on this coin do not significantly reduce its value because they are consistent with normal circulation wear rather than harsh damage or improper cleaning. The surface toning gives the coin a warm, natural appearance that enhances its visual character and reflects decades of copper aging. Environmental exposure over time has contributed to its overall texture and tone, which are commonly seen in wheat pennies from this era. The mint mark plays an important role in identifying the coin's production origin, and collectors often compare mint-marked varieties to evaluate rarity and demand within specific grades. In today's auction market, coins like the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny in extra fine circulated condition with mint mark have seen increasing interest due to strong demand for mid-20th century U.S. copper coinage. Some exceptional examples of this coin type have reportedly reached significant auction values, with top specimens estimated around $392,000 depending on grading, eye appeal, and collector competition. Such high valuations are typically associated with coins that retain strong detail, original surfaces, and attractive natural toning despite circulation wear. Collectors and investors are often willing to pay premium prices for coins that combine historical significance with strong preservation within their grade category. Each scratch, mark, and tone variation contributes to the unique identity of the coin, making every surviving example slightly different from the next. The extra fine condition. Classification indicates that while wear is present, the coin still retains enough sharpness and structure to remain highly collectible and visually appealing. As interest in Lincoln Wheat Pennies continues to grow globally, coins like the 1946 issue remain highly sought after for both historical and investment purposes. The estimated value of around $392,000 reflects the upper extreme of market performance under strong auction demand and rare collector interest. Ultimately, the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as a powerful example of how even circulated coins with scratches, natural toning, and long-term wear can achieve remarkable significance in the numismatic world when rarity, condition, and demand align perfectly over time. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, and share it with friends who love coin collecting. Also, check out our other videos on rare U.S. one-cant historic coins and valuable collectibles to explore the hidden treasures of U.S. coin linkment below, and let us know which coin you would like us to feature next. Your feedback helps us bring the most interesting coins straight to your screen. Stay tuned for more, and keep discovering the fascinating world of coins with Worth Old Coins.